Thank you for listening to WBHM Digital Broadcasting out of Birmingham, Alabama. The time is 45 minutes after the hour. Welcome back to Paranormal Experience Radio. I'm Kat, your host, with my guest, Dr. Rita Louise, and this is our final segment. I can't believe it. These shows that we do together go so quickly. It's uncanny how fast the time flies. Welcome back, Rita.
Well, again, super fun being here with you. We always have such great conversations,
We do.
And I think they're always really timely, because we just go with where it needs to be. And the message just seems like what people need to hear.
Well,
today.
It does. And that's been every show.
Mm-hmm.
I think
that's cool.
I think that's fun.
Mm-hmm.
Because, and some of what we delved with in the second segment was actually a little tough.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was tough for me. I know it was tough for a couple of our listeners, but I found it very helpful and beneficial. So I hope other people did too.
And it's just the reality of what's going on. And it's a tough period. And people are a little raw right now. And I'm sorry, that we're all going through this, but we all are going through this, and I think, part of it is, okay, this is going on and maybe it's time to be compassionate to yourself and compassionate about yourself and love yourself because you're healing,
Yes.
It's like there's getting energy work done, but then there's your body spontaneously wanting to heal, which it's free. Come on.
Right? And, your body knows when it needs that.
Mm-hmm.
Even if we don't listen to it.
Well, but I don't think this time we're really having much choice.
I don't think so either. I agree with you. What do you think is creating this?
I don't know. I mean, there was that Chiron movement, which seemed more than timely. Again, I'm not a big astrologer, thing, but the information that they were putting out about it really feels right to me. But I think that also we have been bottling up so much stuff that it's just time. The part that I find interesting is that, this dynamic that we're in right now is really causing people to have to look at core issues within themselves, and that seems to be the underwriting current of this shift that's going on. I used to do like a weekly psychic reading thing that I would put on YouTube. And, because I'm able to kind of look at changes on the planet or, tap into like where the energy is, the emotional dynamic of what's going on. And last year really sucked. I mean, it was just kind of like gloom and doom, gloom and doom. Oh, wait, more gloom and doom, gloom and doom. And then something changed and the gloom and doom went away, thank God, because it was just like anxiety every day. And that kind of cleared up, but now we're hitting this. And again, I don't see this energy as gloom and doom. I mean, it's a little challenging in the moment.
It is challenging, but it seems to be a clarification.
But I feel like there's this huge, huge level of healing that's tied to it. And I'm going to say this out loud, which, it's come into my head twice during this show. And again, not something that I investigate, not something that I actively proclaim, but there are people that have been talking for quite a while about, ascension, about
Yes.
people ascending, but the only way that we can do that, even remotely, is that we're clean. Yes. On the inside, and it's kind of like, so I'm not saying we're going to ascend, or we're going to have like the rapture or anything. But it just seems like if ascension were possible and if ascension were going to happen, that we would have to go through this cycle at some point in time or another anyway.
Right. Because the stuff we have to let go of this. We have to work through it in order to elevate.
But I mean, if you think about all like the negative, like nobody loves me, I'm helpless, I'm worthless. I mean, those are all really low vibrating frequencies. And that's what's really being cleared are all these low vibrating frequencies, and I think people that are really in the midst of this shift are also working on moving out low vibrating toxic people from their lives too, and really finding people more, I'm going to say like-minded people, but people that are at a higher energy vibration that they're not experiencing that kind of toxicity. So, okay, that's interesting. My TV just turned on.
Oh, you must have resonated with someone.
Okay, that's interesting because it's been off for 2 hours and it just turned on. So if you hear noise in the background, that's the TV in the other room.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Does that happen to you
Maybe
much?
It's not that I try to pay attention to. I mean, I've had it like flash on, because it'll like time out and give me a black screen and it'll flash on. I've never had it do that I'm aware of. How's that?
Different.
Yeah. Maybe it's the ascension angels.
Maybe it's somebody validating what you said.
Yeah. How weird.
Turning on with you.
Again, I have to like not think about it because that means there's like some ghosty spirit thing in my bedroom. Ah! Yeah. So I have to just like not think about that.
Right. But or maybe
they're
something
supposed to
just
stay
fell
at
over
other
on the
people's
remote.
house.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe a pillow tilted and fell on the remote.
Yeah, that's it.
Mm-hmm. Said she who has had years of making sure things stayed out of her house.
Well, I didn't say that I'm very successful at it, but,
Well, they have their own minds. They're individuals. But, I want to go back to this ascension theory that you had because I have been listening to people for almost 5 years now talk to me about the awakening and the ascension. And I believe that you do have to clear all of these low frequency energies in order to progress toward ascension.
Mm-hmm.
I know that there have been so many shifts in the last 2 years. This one has been, as you said, this one has been a rough ride. And I don't think it's a negative, as you said, ride, but it certainly is tough because it's demanding self-examination.
Right.
And, I am I'm a past master at just head down, keep on the track. Right? Mm-hmm. Unless there's a squirrel, because I do have ADD, but that's another story. So, but in this instance, I feel like, as I said, I had to do this. I think that's what was the basis of what happened to me. I had to be still and listen. Mm-hmm. Which is ironic because that is my favorite Bible verse. Probably the only, I have a sign behind me in my office that says, be still. I have a sign in my kitchen window that says, be still. So I also have one that says live out loud because I like doing that too. But I wasn't listening. Mm-hmm. And then all of a sudden I was, real quick. So I agree with you that I think this is what's going on, and that completely resonates. I completely get that.
Well, and if you had asked me that 6 months ago, and actually I've had people ask me that, like, well, do you think, the ascension is happening? And I was like, No,
Yeah,
the
yeah.
planet would need like some major kick in the butt in order for people to want to change, and to move through energy. And I don't know. I mean, this has been a kick in the butt for a
Yes, it
lot of
has.
people. A lot of people. So, I just feel very grateful um, to be tapped into that energy, and having the opportunity to make that change. Um, and so anybody listening, if you're thinking it's a bad thing, it's like you are in tune with the universe, and acknowledge it, give it gratitude, tell it thank you, because you're moving with the planetary vibe, the universal vibe, whatever word you want to put on there. And, versus being in resistance to it and not being in alignment for where we're supposed to be right now.
Well, resistance is futile. And in this case, it really is.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's not something that you can just shrug off. So you kind of have to. I mean, I was trying to just. I had so much going on. I didn't have time to stop and think. I was just doing this and da 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 da. And the universe has a way of getting your attention.
It's the cosmic 2x4. I'm telling you.
It certainly is. Yeah, you can't avoid those either.
No.
So, but how would somebody get in touch with you if they were to want a reading?
Okay. So I'm going to give out, so my primary website is soulhealer.com, soulhealer.com. But it's kind of a little bit of a smorgasbord, so if you're interested a little bit more in health and healing material, you can check out my sister website, which is medical-intuitives with an S.com, medical-intuitives.com. And that has actually more material about subtle energy and healing and herbs and supplements and, more geared toward that. Send me an email. That is the best way to communicate with me. And being a little nitpicky, using the contact form on the webpage is ideal, because then the email does not end up in my spam folder, which for some reason seems to happen a lot. But the contact forms never end up in my spam folder. And I am a little bit of an email junkie, so I do respond, usually very quickly, to emails.
Good to know.
Mm-hmm.
And what else do you want to tell people?
So, we've kind of talked a little bit about the ET Chronicles / Man-Made Chronicles of Our Extraterrestrial God book. We talked about my new book, Stepping Out of Eden. We talked a little bit about concepts that came out of Avoiding the Cosmic 2x4, which is about subtle energy and subtle energy movement. So those books, plus a couple of others, plus DVDs and all kinds of other stuff. So all of my products are actually on the soulhealer.com. They're also available on Amazon and Barnes & Noble, but I would really appreciate if you were interested in getting anything that you get it from me, so I can have my money and not Amazon. And
good point.
And it comes signed. Amazon takes a lot of money. It's amazing how much they keep.
I am never surprised anymore.
I could go on and on.
Yeah. But, you also have the power within.
Right.
It's like a killing primer or primer.
Mm-hmm. Well, and I'll throw this out there, I also offer training for people that are interested in becoming a certified energy medicine practitioner, an intuitive counselor, or a certified medical intuitive. And so you can get to that via the Soul Healer page, but that's a different website, which is AppliedEnergeticsInstitute.com. And actually on that website, I think you can get it off the Soul Healer page. You can get a Jumpstart Your Intuition, which is a 50-page guide to an introduction to intuition, and it has some exercises that you can do to start tapping into that ability that we all have.